All right, here we go. Another Social Media Cowboys podcast. I am Chris Hoke.
DJ Hunter.
DJ Hunter. We are the Social Media Cowboys. And today we have...
Trish Menchu.
That's right. The lovely and talented real estate guru of the Central Texas
Maybe.
housing market. That was a lot to say.
Yeah, that's a full mouth.
You owe me 20 for that one.
Okay.
So, we're going to do guests sometimes. This is like our second guest show. We're going to do guests as much as we can. And we'll talk about... So we did the one with Jerry. And you're the second victim now.
All right.
We talked a little bit about business. Talked a little bit about social media. And just... We also talked about body hair. I don't think we're going to talk about body hair with every guest. So you're off the hook.
Okay.
We already covered that one.
Thank you.
So... But I do want to start with this. You have how many daughters?
I have 5 daughters.
5 daughters.
Yes.
Do you have any sons?
No.
No sons.
No. The only male in the house is my husband. We have a female dog, too. So he is very outnumbered.
I can make a joke right now that I won't make. But the... You'd probably slap me if I made the joke I had in mind. But I won't go there. What we will say is you have one man in this house of 6 human ladies.
Yes, six human ladies.
7 organic ladies, if you count the dog.
She's organic. Okay.
It's a living organism.
Okay.
So, how does that work for him?
It really doesn't.
It doesn't work for him.
Yeah, he's a really patient, like, he's kind of like you. He's very, like, laid back. Cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, so, and you really have to be when you're a house full of 6 females, and 4 of those 5 girls are teenagers, so it gets scary in there sometimes with all the hormones flying around.
So you're the adult girl.
I'm the adult.
So who is the
and
other
well,
one?
there's another one. There's an 18-year-old, so technically she's an adult, but I mean,
Do you have any that are below teenager? What's the youngest?
I've got a 7-year-old, and then I've
7.
got one that turns 13 in 2 weeks, so I'm counting her in the teenage bracket.
Right.
And then I've got one that's 14, 16, 18, so
18, 16, 14,
13, and 7, yeah.
Female.
But the 7-year-old really has as much attitude as the teenagers.
How many bathrooms y'all got?
2. Yeah.
Is one of those just y'all's?
Yeah, so we got one in the master bedroom, but the kids use it. They'll go in.
I'm sure they do.
They'll go in there and
they have to.
They'll leave their hair and all other girl things laying around.
They have to. I mean, at some point, you can't wait on the other bathroom.
Well, and like everybody always has to go at the same time, so it's like and they're not going to go outside. Yeah. Guys do that. Girls don't have that
he has
privilege.
To go outside.
So
he has to go outside.
Yeah. So it's rough, but we manage.
Yeah, oh my god. So there's the obvious things we discussed, the restroom.
Yeah.
But what about like picking TV shows? Because he probably wants to watch Murder and Mayhem.
They just kind of trade off. The kids will we'll get home and they get home from school before I get home from work, and so they've already kind of claimed the TV, and so they're watching their Netflix shows or whatever, and so I don't really watch TV, so it's really my husband and then the kids are kind of like.
So, but do they watch different content, or do they watch the same thing? I mean, is he a regular guy that wants to watch like cop movies and explosions?
Yes.
Horror movies.
Well, we try to tone that down,
right?
Just because.
But anyway,
the 7-year-old
Die Hard and whatever.
Oh yeah.
So what do they want to watch?
So when he's gonna watch his guy movies, he'll go watch them in our bedroom. So the stuff that he either knows the kids aren't gonna like, or maybe there's some not so great, language flying around in there. He'll go watch that in the bedroom, but anything else,
Well, I mean, there's in our house. There's 3 of it. There's 3 in DJ's house. There's 3 in my house, and then it's just me and Trish, and then a 7-year-old. And there's sometimes I want to watch an R-rated action movie. I want to see things blow up. Yeah. I want to see soldiers, gunned down.
My husband's the same way.
Terrace exploded.
Blood flying everywhere. Yeah.
So like when the 7-year-old's around, someone's like, man, I really want to watch. So I just go in here. I go in here and I watch it.
Yeah.
So it's no different than really my situation.
Well, and my husband's an early bird, so a lot of times if he wants to watch those movies, he'll get up early on Saturday morning when the kids are all asleep until 10 or 11 o'clock, and he'll watch that stuff then.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the content management's almost like a thing for you guys.
Yeah.
Not just bathroom management, like content.
There's a lot of things that have to be managed in a house with 5
content
girls.
Management.
Yeah. And our 7-year-old, she just wants to watch YouTube videos all days of like people opening toys or
Yeah.
kids doing gymnastics. So,
Yeah.
you know, her sisters get tired of that kind of stuff.
Well, do they have like their own computer or iPad or phone or what?
At one point, the teenage girls all had a phone. The 14 and 13-year-old have had theirs taken away indefinitely. Oh. And then...
Don't forget that. We're going down that trail in a minute.
Yeah. So there's rules to follow. You don't follow them, you get your phone taken away.
What rule they break?
Oh, man.
They talk to boys? They involve boys?
Let's see. Well, no, one of them had their phone taken away because she pushed her sister right by the pool, and that could have gotten, painful. It didn't, and then she lied about it. So lying is not tolerated in our house. Lying's not tolerated.
No, not when you have 7 souls and 1 dog.
Yeah,
you got 8 organisms.
And then
they
the
can't
other
be lying
one,
to each other.
Yeah, and then the other one had her phone taken away because we had specifically said, funny we're talking about social media. No social media.
Yeah.
So, this day and age, kids, especially girls.
How old is this one we're talking about right now?
This is the 14-year-old.
14-year-old, okay.
Yeah, we have specifically said you cannot have these apps because there's predators out there.
Was one Snapchat?
Our girls are very, attractive young girls, and we just didn't want them to,
Was one Snapchat? Was one of them Snapchat? What's a bad one? What's a bad one they can't?
Well, Snapchat and TikTok. Yeah.
People get in trouble with Snapchat.
And we're pretty good about trusting the kids, but every few months we'll get on the phone and just kind of spend a few minutes, check up, see what's going on, and then we found, hey, one of these forbidden apps was on there, so phone's gone.
I can't remember who said it. I cannot remember who said it. If I remembered, I would give the quote. It wasn't me, but this guy was talking to a 15-year-old, maybe his kid or whatever, and he said the kid couldn't do something. And the 15-year-old, what, you don't trust me? And the guy's response was, he says, yeah, I trust you. I trust you to be a 15-year-old. That's why you can't do this.
Yeah, we get that a lot. Oh, you don't trust me.
It's no, I trust you to be exactly what you are.
Yeah.
Which is a 15-year-old. 15-year-olds do dumb things.
And our response was usually, it's not that we don't trust you. We don't trust the people on the other end of, But now it's like, okay, well, now we don't trust you because you went against the rules. So now you don't have a phone. So.
Like, my daughter... is as well put together a person as
and how old is she?
She'll be 21 this week.
Okay.
Well, as of this taping, this will get aired later. She'll already be 21 by the time people see this. And I trust her completely, and I don't think that she'll do anything to change that. Having said that, I have no doubts sometime in the very near future, at 21, she's going to get hammered.
It's only a matter of time.
It's gonna happen.
Our oldest child was the model child. She really spoiled us just because she was such a good baby, toddler, kid growing up, and we thought she could do no wrong. And then right before she left for college, she changed that. Nothing horrible, but we found an empty liquor bottle under her bed.
Liquor bottle.
Yes, 18 years old. And I'm like, no, not you, Alyssa. Just, you know what? We've all been that age, and we've all done things that we know we shouldn't do.
Right.
But, either peer pressure or just, stupidity or whatever. It happens.
Yeah.
So
I got a whole bunch of stupidity.
We got to have the, you got to have the talk with them, and you got to, got to have consequences, but, you still love them, and you give them grace because you know that when you were 18 years old, you did the same stupid things too.
Yeah.
So
when my oldest kid he was married, and then they had their first kid. I thought it was too young, but he was 20 whatever, and I was like, dude, you were 19 when you had him. So who are you judging right now, right?
Yeah.
And you weren't even married. Well, we got married before he was born, but we weren't married when she got pregnant.
Yeah.
So I was like, who am I judging him? At least he got married. And then he got the kid. He should be scolding me. DJ. What's the worst thing you did? Now, a little background on DJ. He doesn't have didn't grow up with a room full of other kids. It was your only child, homeschooled stuff. But you did. What's the worst thing you're willing to tell us that you did?
That you're willing to tell us.
That you're willing to tell us. I'm gonna put you too much on the spot. I gotta work with you. Live with you.
When my parents went out of town, this was a long time ago. So I'm 33 now, so it's probably 20 something. They went out of town, and I got a tattoo.
Oh.
When they came back, and I told them. So that's probably the worst.
Your dad told me something about. They gave you an ultimatum after that, or what was it?
Oh, if you get more, you got to move out or something right then and there.
Yeah.
Was it a
That
good
was the
tattoo?
ultimatum.
Was it worth it?
I don't know. I don't even pay attention to it anymore.
It's not like a Smurf or anything.
I think it was just one of those
things. What's your tattoo?
Huh?
I don't remember what the tattoo is. A knife?
No, it's a heart and praying hands on my shoulder.
Oh.
I think I
Can't go wrong with that.
I think I've seen it once in the years I've known. I think I've seen the tattoo once. Yeah. I think you showed it to me once. You got tattoos?
I got one.
Yeah,
that I got when I was 18. It was on my back.
You got it on your back?
Yeah.
Like the
tramp stamp?
You have the tramp stamp?
Yes.
She's got a tramp stamp.
I forget that it's there because it's in a place I don't ever look at.
That's the only one you have?
Yeah. Yeah, just that one. It was painful. I was like, I'm never getting one again. It was supposed to be colored in. It's flowers. It's flowers. It's like a little string of flowers. Yeah. And I didn't have enough money to get the tattoo and get it colored in, so I was going to go back later and get it colored in. I was like, screw that. This hurt too much. So it's just black.
Now, so if you got when you're 18, that was only 10 years ago, and that's her story, and we're sticking with it.
Okay.
So what time frame would that have been? Like 2000s?
So I'm 18 years old, and then I have an 18-year-old, and then
we're not doing math on the show.
Okay.
We're not doing math on the show.
We'll
they can do their own math.
We'll let people figure it out.
But what time frame? Like 90s, 2000s? Where was this? What time?
This is late 90s.
Late 90s.
Late 90s.
Late 90s. So yeah, there was a trend to
that was
do
the thing.
So it's gone now.
Yeah.
But you were in style.
It was an innocent. I'm 18 now. I'm gonna get a tattoo kind of tattoo. You know.
Yeah, I got no tattoos. I got no weird piercings. I got nothing. I'm just fat. That's all I got. I
did have a weird piercing, but I took it out before I had my first child.
Eh?
No, I got my tongue pierced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something that not a lot of people know about me.
You got a tongue pierced.
Yeah, and my best friend went down to Austin during spring break and got her tongues pierced.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why though?
I don't know. It was just kind of like, hey, let's do this.
Yeah. See, the tattoo and piercing thing, I just never. Maybe I'm just an old soul. I just never got it. I never understood it.
Yeah, I mean, only other thing I have is my ears pierced, and so now it's just not.
My daughter is working on a sleeve, and I don't get it. And my kids have rules. My two oldest both have tattoos, and I disapproved of all of them, and I let them know every time they get one I disapprove. And I don't care if they're 40, I'll tell them I disapprove. But they have a rule: they can't have on the neck. And no, like on the boob area. I don't want to see neck and boob area. To me, is like.
I think that's a good rule.
Yeah. Sleeves and everything else,
yeah.
I can handle. The neck and boob thing bothers me. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, and I would think the neck would be a really painful place to have a tattoo.
Yeah. I mean, I know you shouldn't go through life judging, and I'm good knows I don't want to put myself out there for judgment. But people judge the neck tattoo.
Yeah.
And I didn't make the rule. That's just the way it is.
And I think somebody with a neck tattoo is probably seen a little differently than somebody that's just got,
that's what I'm saying.
A heart with praying hands on their arm, you know?
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's a fact.
It is what it is.
People judge the neck tattoo.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no neck tattoos for me.
But
I will not be getting any other tattoos or piercings. I got over that phase.
Yeah.
Got it done when I was 18.
Would you have done it with social media? If there was social media back when you were 18, if that was like a big thing, would you have done it? You think that would change? You think you'd be different? You think you have more tattoos? Because you and I...
Probably not.
Your social media for you probably came around in your, say, mid-late 20s. Really got big.
I didn't join Facebook until 2011. I was a late.
You're late? Well, yeah. I didn't get on Facebook till like 8 or 9. It was 8. It was 2008 when I got on Facebook. You weren't that far behind me.
I guess. I don't know.
Like MySpace,
I feel like I was
MySpace.
late to the game. I did have a MySpace.
I didn't do MySpace.
I wish I could find it.
Yeah.
I also had a GeoCities website. That dates me. I did.
I used to get Yahoo groups for different things.
Oh, yeah. I remember when my mom bought us our first computer, big old hunker. I think she paid a couple $1,000s, and so I was maybe like middle school.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would be up I would stay up every night during the summer, like in chat
dial
groups.
in,
dialing in the AOL dial up, and then sit there in the chat groups all night.
Well, okay, so but being a girl, because I mean we're guys, we only have our own context of being guys. So being a girl with social media, well, you think your life would have been differently if at 18 you had a Facebook and Snapchat and everything else like they got now, would you be a different person today?
I don't know if I would be a different person today, but I would probably use it differently then than I use it now.
Because you'd probably been more like, have a good time
when you're younger,
fun.
stupider.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might regret some of the things I post if I did it back in my 20s, whereas now I'm very careful about.
You're pretty much all business.
I'm not all business.
Well, not all business, but
I mean, I have my personal page and I have my business page.
You're not all business. Let me rephrase that. You're not all business, but you can definitely tell that. I think when I see your post, it's either family or business.
Well, I'm not all business, but I will say on my personal page, I still have a strategy that ties into my business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually all happy, positive. I don't see you.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that to try to like portray this. Oh, I have a perfect life kind of thing.
No.
But I mean, my main goal is just to stay in front of people, engage with people on there, show that I'm like a real. I'm not just like this professional realtor. Like I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have stuff going on in my life that everybody else deals with. So just to show that I'm like real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Waco housing market is at one time was like blowing up. Is it still?
Yeah.
So where we rank in the country as of like now?
See, I don't know the answer to that question.
I told you I wouldn't ask you a hard question on purpose, so that was an accidental hard question.
I don't know where we rank, but I know it's just as hot as it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
Is that then? Do you think the fixer-upper effect is still the thing?
It's in full swing still. Yes.
Still.
Yes. Yes.
Still. He. Can we talk about what you did with him?
Yeah.
You can. So he knows them personally, and he did like some of the early stuff, early stuff.
Cool.
For them. Tell her the Chip Twitter story.
Oh yeah, I was sitting in Chip's truck with him, trying to get him to make a Twitter. He's like, I don't want to make a Twitter. No one will ever follow me. I'm not funny enough. All that stuff. And I was like, so I made the Twitter for him, put him on there, and now his Twitter's huge.
Now he's blowing up Twitter.
Now he's got a check mark.
I've been telling him to get it, and he's like, nah, I don't want that. I don't want it.
Well, see, for me as a consumer of media, like I don't really watch HGV type of shows anyway. It doesn't really matter to me. So I don't know if I understand the full effect of them. I just see what people come here. Like I don't think I understand how popular they are. Because I don't watch. I'm not in that world.
They put Waco on the map in a good way, which Waco's been on the map in several times.
The Davidian thing was not that bad.
In not so great ways. So, they had the show that millions of people watch. Millions of people watch HGTV anyway. It's just kind of like this fascinating, whether you own a home or you don't, it's cool to, like, see houses getting fixed up or see these, fancy houses. And anyway, so, like, millions of people are watching the show and hearing about this, this little town in Texas that maybe they've never heard of and seeing how affordable the housing is compared to, where they live, California, New York, whatever, all these other markets where you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars more for a home than you can here in Waco. And of course the whole fixer-upper thing, they make it look so, you got what, like a 30-minute hour show. I don't even know how long the show is. I didn't watch that many episodes of Fixer-Upper. But, so we've got all these people that think, wow, I can buy a house for $20,000 in Waco and fix it up and turn around and,
but that's gone
make
now.
a killing off it.
That actual scenario is gone now, isn't it?
We have way too many investors in Waco. So, I mean, you still see flips all the time, but I'm continually coming across people that, either they want to flip or they want to buy an Airbnb and they want to, make money. They want to take advantage of this, fixer-upper phenomenon thing. But it's hard to find a good deal here because we're oversaturated with investors in Waco right now.
So, well, the investors have to have the investment pay off. So does that mean we have enough buyers for all these investors?
Yes. We're still very much a seller's market, which means there's more people shopping for homes than there are people putting homes on the market, which means sellers are still getting top dollar for their houses. They're still, selling. If they're in good condition and they're priced right, I mean, they're selling within a matter of days.
All right, now I am going to ask you a hard question.
Okay.
That's a little bit out of your your category, but you're on
That's
the show.
okay.
You're on the show, so whatever. How come? I'm almost like I feel like you're responsible for this, Trish.
It's all my fault.
I'm asking this. How come with all of this infrastructure improvements, we got every road you can think of is under construction. They're jacking with Highway 84 right now. I don't know what they're doing to it. They're jacking with the median part, something or other. All the infrastructure is going up. And I know we're getting a new little mall thing that's going to have like the new movie theater in it and stuff like that.
35.
They're selling right there at Moonlight and 35. There's a big old field that's
There's
up for
another
sale.
development. Yep. There's
I don't know if it's housing or if it's going to be.
It's housing going up over there.
Okay.
Moonlight Park. Yep.
How come with all this stuff, I ain't got no Costco? I got one Sam's that's still in the hood. I got no Cheesecake Factory. I got no Chick-fil-A in Hewitt.
I know. I keep saying we need one out here.
Why are these basic necessities going
I don't know.
over?
I'm not responsible.
You don't have any insight to this?
No, I don't.
There's no reason why there's one Sam's Club in the hood. Why is the Sam's Club in the hood?
It's a matter
of
time.
And I don't have one over here on this side of Waco.
I think it's a matter of time. It'll happen.
Yeah.
I think it'll happen.
I gotta go. You have to drive through. Well, it's not the hood anymore. It used to be the hood. It was the hood forever. You had to go through. Now you have to
Which
go.
hood are we talking about?
The Sam's.
Okay.
That.
It's still kind of hood.
Still a little bit. It's kind of.
I mean, it's Bill Meade.
There's a lot of like push out. You can definitely see the.
Yeah.
Like. This is what
you can see around all the construction over there.
Like on your side, what's all on Lake where you live on that side of town, which would be the lake side of town?
Yeah.
Is everything under construction on that side too? In terms of the roads, they did Lakeshore once.
Yeah, they paved Lakeshore all the way, almost to Martin Luther, but that's it.
See, on this side, I can't go in any direction without construction.
Yeah, there's no construction over here.
It's probably coming.
It's just I-35. Once you get to 35, that's where the construction.
Well, yeah, 35 is bad, and then a lot of it's out this way because Hewitt has just been growing like exponentially and very rapidly over the last several years because, number one, the school district. I mean, Midway is like, they call it a destination district. Like, people are coming in from other places and like they want to get their kids in Midway schools, and that's why we've got this Park Meadows development that's going to have like 1,500 homes, and then that Moonlight Park on here. I mean, they can't build the houses fast enough.
Right.
And Hewitt's, there's different pockets. I'm not saying that everywhere houses are just like, selling like hotcakes, but if you're in certain parts of town and in certain price ranges, and Hewitt's one of those places. I mean,
what's the stupidest question you get all the time?
The stupidest question?
I bet you, because we get stupid questions.
Oh, jeez.
I've had one person in the 10 years we're doing this worry about their Yahoo rank. That's a stupid question.
So you're talking about like a real estate related question.
Yeah. I'm talking like, so in our industry, remember the time we got the Yahoo question and we didn't know how to answer it? We were like,
yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily.
This guy was like, hey, how come I'm not ranking better on Yahoo? I was like, what? He's I mean, Yahoo. I was like,
like,
in 10 years, that's the only
Yahoo,
human
really?
that's ever asked me about Yahoo rank.
Yeah.
That's a dumb question.
Yeah.
What's a dumb question for real estate?
I wouldn't really say it's a question, but I get a lot of people who, they want a house out in the country on 5 acres, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2,000 square feet.
Yeah.
For like $150,000.
Oh, that's not.
We call that a unicorn. A lot of people are looking for it. It's
God.
And they want it fully updated, granite countertops. It's like some people watch too much HGTV and they really have a false perception of. Yeah. Okay, yeah, there's.
Well, to be fair, that really didn't exist that much before the boom.
No, it didn't.
So, it's not gonna happen now.
Well, and this mostly comes from people that have never purchased a home before, and so they don't really understand pricing, and so they have this vision of what they want in a home, and then they have this vision of how much they would like to pay, and so they just assume that the two can come together and somehow happen, and it doesn't work that way.
So how many California transplants have you dealt with?
Oh my gosh!
How many have you dealt with?
How many have I dealt with?
You got a specific number, like a lot.
Oh yeah, like I
Let me ask you.
I talk to Californians on a weekly basis. I did an open house yesterday and had a couple come in there from Long Island, and they like had the accent and everything. They're like, "Yeah, we're relocating." I'm not even gonna try the accent. I don't do accents well, but I mean, we have people coming here from all over the place.
Now let me ask you this: for the California transplants, are they fleeing liberalism? I know you don't want to be political.
No, I really.
We don't want to be political, but let's be honest.
The ones that I've gotten into that conversation with, that's part of it. Yeah,
they're fleeing liberalism.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've heard that more than once myself.
Yeah.
But they're not. People say that's not a thing. But
it's not just the affordable housing here. It's there's other things that are.
Yeah, well, like the homeless thing is like unreal out there. They're like taking over entire.
Depending on where you go,
neighborhood. That's what I hear. I'm not from. I don't know. I don't go.
Another guy that came from my open house yesterday. He's from L.A. Or actually, he's from Belize, but he lived in L.A. and then moved out here a couple years ago. He said like a 1-bedroom apartment in L.A. You're talking like $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's ridiculous. You can buy a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Waco for that.
Does your conversations ever end up like political? Since you're a Texan,
I don't go there.
You don't let them?
No.
You don't let them do that?
And I don't like politics.
Well, no, if they're fleeing it, they must have strong concerns. So
yeah,
you would think
I've never gotten into a political conversation.
You don't
there's been a couple of times where they've just kind of like touched on their views or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, okay.
You just let it go.
I just let it go. I don't want to get into it.
All right. Well, I know, because I know it's a thing. A lot of transplants I've talked to.
Yeah.
Every transplant I've talked to, that is a top factor.
Yeah.
Top 3, 5, whatever. It's a factor. The political aspect.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah. So, what do we need most in Waco to, like, help you do your job?
What do we need in Waco to help me do my job?
More houses?
We need more people selling their houses.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like I said, there's just... It's very unbalanced right now. Yeah. Lots of buyers. Not enough houses for the buyers that are wanting to buy houses. Yeah. So... But, I mean... People want to come here. They don't want to leave. And it makes sense, if you've had a house for, a number of years, you've built up equity. If you're a homeowner, you probably know what the current kind of prices are right now. So you're like, I don't want to sell my house that I paid $150,000 for, and then I'm going to turn around and buy something similar or bigger and pay, a lot more than I did for this house. So I'm going to stay put.
Right.
So it's just...
But I don't want to go anywhere. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't own, but I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing to do with it. I just want to just.
If I were you able to go anywhere either, I mean, imagine how difficult it would be to.
Yeah.
Relocate all of this stuff.
Yeah. There's an emotional factor.
You've got to hire a moving company just to move the things in this room and like package it and make sure like nothing gets broken and.
Yeah, we would we might gonna have a moving company on this show here fairly soon. So, speaking of movers, that's coming up.
Make sure he doesn't say anything derogatory about you when you're not in the room.
I'll try. It's really hard to stop that. Really hard to stop that from that guy. So, DJ, he had a couple of houses. He probably wished he could have sold you recently. He lives in an area where he had a couple of people if he could get them to transplant somewhere else, he would have done that.
Maybe another country.
So he lives in an HOA.
Oh, fun. I lived in one of those once.
What do you do? Does the HOA? I can't talk.
They have somebody patrol the neighborhood and like give you fines if your grass is like an inch taller than they think it should be.
Well, see, they had more trouble. So we don't want to get into all of his stuff, but they had real issues. It wasn't just like. It
wasn't petty.
It wasn't petty
stuff.
Like whatever type thing. There's some real issues and whatnot. But he lives in an HOA. I've never lived in an HOA. I've either lived in the country or a little town or whatever. I've never dealt with any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, do HOAs help or hurt you in your job? Or is it nothing to do with you? Has it got nothing to do with you? Because I'm like, if I want to fly an American flag on my front step, I don't want to like clear that with anybody.
I wouldn't say they help or hurt because everybody is different, and I say HOAs are like swimming pools. People either love them or hate them.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And the purpose of the HOA is to keep the neighborhood looking nice and keep property values up. And if you're one of those people that,
yeah,
you're for that, then you're going to be okay with the HOA. If you're one of these people that, you're a slob and you like to have junk cars on your lawn and you want to paint your house purple and have 10 satellites sticking off the roof, then an HOA probably isn't for you, and you'll never buy a house in one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I hate the outdoors. So my outdoors will be.
There's plenty of people that seem to be okay with HOAs because this one neighborhood where they're going to have like 1,500 houses, that's one of the places where they just can't build them fast enough because there's so many people buying out there. So.
Yeah. So, what's a perfect client for you, other than just to have the cash money in their hand?
Somebody that knows what they want, and they're motivated, whether it's to sell their house or to buy their house, because sometimes you encounter these people, I'll use a buyer as an example.
Right.
They say they're looking to buy a house, you sit down and you spend an hour with them, getting to know them, asking questions, finding out what it is that they're looking for, and then you put together this search and start, monitoring the market and trying to find homes that are good options based on what they've told you. And then some of them will just fall off the face of the earth and you can't get them to answer a phone call. And then sometimes they'll come back and, they'll tell you they wanted one thing and then, oh, well, maybe I want something over here. Maybe I want something in this price. And they're just wishy-washy. So indecisive. And it makes my job a little bit more difficult if they can't make up their mind about what they want.
Well, I would think texting would be a godsend for you.
Oh, I love texting. Texting's great.
So that would be a way to get these people to answer these questions quicker and
sometimes.
Easier. That doesn't help?
If somebody is motivated and they know what they want, then they're easy to work with. They're they're going to answer questions when I if I find a property that fits what they've told me they're looking for and I send it to them, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, let's go look at it." Or they're going to say, "I don't like this one because XYZ whatever." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." But some people just are not good with communication and some people are just indecisive and
So here's to kind of start winding this down. The problem I see from an outside perspective, looking at realtors and social media, is there's so many of y'all, and a lot of them don't do a really good job, and they change their name on their page all the time and stuff like that.
Or they change brokerages. Some of them pop around to different companies and you can't even keep up with where they work.
Weird. So I always thought if you, I don't know what the legalities for a realtor are. I don't know if you have to say your brokerage in the name.
Yes, you do. If you're doing any kind of advertising, you have to mention your broker's name.
So
not everybody does. I'm with Coldwell Banker.
So your page says Trish Menchu Coldwell Banker?
The name of my business page just says Trish Menchu Realtor, but when I'm posting anything that I post where I'm advertising a property or advertising my services, I have to put Coldwell Banker in there.
Well, so that's fine. See, I wish more of them did what you do, because a lot of times it's just use an example, Trish Menchu at Coldwell Banker, MLS, blah blah blah. blah.
Nobody knows what that means.
A bunch of crap. And you're
nobody knows what those numbers mean.
It comes up. It makes it doesn't look good.
I just put my name. Brokerage.
So I like that way of doing it.
Yeah.
There's a few around town that do a good job with social media, and they actually create a brand.
And that's what I'm working towards. I mean, you have to.
So you're working on a brand.
You have to. I mean, there's 1,000 licensed realtors in McLennan County.
Right.
Are they all full-time active agents like me? No, maybe half of them are. But even then, I've got 500 people I'm competing with, so I've got to do something to stand out and help people remember me and remember that I'm in real estate.
Has it diluted the market that there's so many part-timers? Has it hurt you?
I think it's always been that way.
Oh, okay.
No, the part-timers don't hurt me.
Oh, they don't?
I don't worry about them.
Okay.
Yeah. They come and go.
Well, because I think you get a lot of people that just get their realtor license, and they're indecisive of their career choice, and they try it for a while, and then they realize it's hard, and they go do something else.
Yeah,
and it kind of muddies the waters.
Well, a lot of people get their real estate license, and they don't realize when you're a realtor, you're a business owner.
Yeah.
You don't go, get hired by a brokerage, and then they, feed you all your business. It's not about just, getting contracts signed. I mean, you're building a business from scratch.
Right.
When you start as a realtor.
Right.
And you've got to market yourself. You've got to advertise. You've got to decide how do I want to operate my business, because we're all independent contractors. There's 70 other agents at Coldwell Banker, and they all operate their business however they want. Yeah. They all do it differently.
So what's the one tool you wish you had that you don't have? Is there something not even invented yet that made your life easier?
I don't know, but the one tool that I didn't have that I'm so glad I have now is an assistant.
Oh, yeah?
She has changed my world. Oh, my gosh.
We need an assistant.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like I've been able to multiply the number of hours I have in a day.
What does she assist with, like paperwork stuff?
Yeah, paperwork, back end stuff. She does a lot of the marketing on my business page. So just posting properties, like when I have a new listing, she's putting video or pictures on there. Making sure when I have a property under contract, just making sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and that we get to closing without forgetting anything. So
that's a common business need. What's the one thing we probably slack off on, DJ, more than anything else? Is like paperwork stuff.
Because nobody wants to do that. But there's always actually somebody out there that does love that stuff.
Yeah, we need one of those.
You need one of those. Yeah.
See, DJ, tell them what's your typical assignments for the day, just in general.
Go through. So I get up, I check. I make two times in the day where I'll check my email, because if I check it more than that, or if Chris tells me to check it, if I check it more than that, then I waste my entire day. So I make that my like priority to just block that stuff off. But I go through all our clients and make sure all their pages are still good on Google My Business. Nothing's crazy. Working on all the websites that we have. It's checking everybody's stuff to make sure nothing's broken on a daily basis.
Yeah, and so that takes up all day, and he's way better about time management than I do. So like, he basically works like a day, and then he stops in the night. He has a life. And
yours just all kind of bleeds together.
Everything bleeds together. Everything. But I'm not good at it. I do sales calls, and 1 hour I might be doing a sales call. Next hour I'm picking up the kid. Next hour I'm running to the store. Next hour I'm doing something online. Next hour I'm doing a contract write-up. Next hour I'm cooking dinner.
He's doing it the way that like everybody says you should do it. Like all the business coaching.
Yes.
All the like business podcast. Everything that I've listened to is like you've got a time block. You've got to like manage your time, and you've got to have a set schedule every day. And it's like 8 to 10 a.m. every day has to be following up with prospective clients or something. I'm not that rigid.
Neither am I.
And like I've been trying to work towards that, but there's just too much stuff that comes up during the day that like you can't just like, oh well, I got a call from a seller and their hot water heater busted and we're closing tomorrow. Oh well, I'll fit you in at 5 o'clock. No, you got to tend to that now. Sometimes you got fires and you got to put them out. And my schedule's different every day. Real estate's crazy. It's just like, you can't, every day's different.
Yeah.
But I do my best to like the most important things that I know that I need to do on a daily or weekly basis, they're in my calendar. And I know like those are like, non-negotiable. They're going to get done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the admin's helped. You need more
social
people to
media has been huge for me. Like that's my number 2 source of business. Is Facebook. Really? Yeah.
What's number 1?
Number 1 is like people I know.
Word of mouth.
People I know and like referrals from people I know.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
so.
Okay. Well, what's weird is you never can escape word of mouth and referrals and things like that. I mean,
well, you don't want to.
No, yeah, right. But the irony is like we're an online marketing company, and yet our still number 1
is not online.
Is a customer telling somebody else, and we get a call from them like, "Hey, I was talking to this guy that you do work for. I need you too." That drives. But
that's really the best source of business, because those are the like. I don't want to use the word cheese. Well, that too, but like. People invest a lot of money, whether it's real estate or other businesses, in like what we call online leads. Yeah. You pay a lot of money for those. Like when
we can do a whole show on that.
When you have business that's referred to you from a past client or a friend, like from a cost standpoint, like that's the most affordable client because it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg like some of these online leads do.
Well, we got some. I mean, it's a mixed bag for us. The word of mouth. One happy client tells another guy, and those clients tend to stay a long, long time. And we have clients gotten the other way through an online, lead or whatever that stay a long time too. But there's like a different loyalty perspective, or different buy-in.
Like if a happy customer tells somebody about you, like there's already that trust factor in place.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Because it's like, okay, this guy is friends with that guy, and that guy's already worked with you and has great things to say about you, and you helped his business or whatever. So his friend's like, oh, I already trust this guy. I don't even know him because he helped my friend out and he did a good job. So you don't have to work at that trust factor when you get a referral.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I love referrals.
We love referrals. That's a great way to end the show. Is that we love referrals. Yeah. So if you want to like sell or buy a house, what do they do?
Send me a referral. Call me.
You want
me to get? Okay, it's 254-981-3171, or you can email me at trish.menchu@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook. My personal page is Trisha Menchu, Trisha with an A, Trisha. And my business page is Trish Menchu. So I have two different names floating around out there, but
I always tell her she's my second favorite Trish. What's the last thing? What's the next thing what's the next big thing you can talk about that you're working on?
Well, my goal for this year is to help 100 families get into a home.
Okay.
So I'm off to a slow start because I was sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that kind of...
That's fine.
That's okay.
The summer's a big time.
So, yeah, spring and summer will be hot.
You're good.
So yeah.
Yeah, everything. Our the business owners who hires us as business owners, and the business owners go exactly like with the school calendar. So when school goes out, with the spring break, there'll be nothing, and then over summer it'll be, and then school starts. You pick right back up. It goes exactly with the school calendar because the business owners. If the kids are out, that's when they go on vacation. And, and, those kind of things.
Ours is a little bit flipped. Like, it's super busy spring, summer, and when school lets back in, like, it really dies down for about a month.
Yeah. When
kids are, like, they don't want to move when school's about to start, and for those couple of weeks, getting everybody settled back in. And then it'll pick back up again, like, at the end of September, mid-end of September.
Yeah.
And it's, like, crazy the rest of the year. My busiest month last year were May and December.
May and December,
yeah. Go figure.
Man. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, December, a lot of people wanted to like get something done right before the end of the year for tax purposes.
Oh, okay.
So, I had a closing on New Year's Eve. It was an investor buying a property that I had for sale, and she's like, I got to close on December 31st. I'm like, okay.
All right,
whatever the people want, I'm there to do it.
The real estate world is...
It's fun.
It's fun?
It's fun.
I'm glad that people
like you. It can be a hot mess sometimes, but I'm glad there's
people like you, because that seems to me like... it seems overwhelming.
It's a lot of work, but I love it because I love helping people, and I love being able to get out because I grew up here. I've been in Waco forever. I grew up in Hewitt, so this is my hood.
Yeah.
So and I love working with the people that are coming here from California and other places. I'm like, oh, you don't know anything about Waco except for what you saw on TV. Oh, let me show you. Like, there's other things about Waco, and so just being like that ambassador for the community for people that don't know anything except what they've seen on TV.
Yeah,
so
you're good at bastard. I'd be like, people ask me questions, I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. I just sit in my room all day and do podcasts and play video games. I don't get out.
Like, what's a good place to eat? I'm like, I don't know. That place right there.
Pizza Hut, I mean,
Do you want to buy a house, CJ? What's your plan
for a house?
We'll end this way. Are you just going to wait on the
He's
parents?
Like, no.
You just going to wait
on their house. I'll wait on their house.
He's just waiting on his mom.
There you go. Inherit the parents' house.
Which is not a bad plan.
No,
it's not a bad plan.
Buying a house isn't for everybody.
It's not.
And I'll be the first person to tell people that.
I don't think I'm
not going to convince somebody to buy a house.
I don't think I'm a house buyer.
No.
I was one.
You were.
I tried
and then
it.
You're like, not doing it again.
Didn't dig it that much.
I hate moving. Every time I move, I tell my husband, I don't ever want to move again.
Yeah?
The longest I've lived somewhere in my adult life has been 5 years.
Is that now or some before?
We've been 3 years in our house now.
You gonna move again?
I hope not. But he wants a house out in the country on 5 acres. And wants to pay what we paid for our current house.
Oh, no.
It's like, it seems like it's like every guy's fantasy to like own a few acres, have some livestock.
Oh, Lord, no. God, no. I like town. I like internet. I like fast internet. And I like to be able to drive to a restaurant with like 3 minutes and things like that.
Yeah, I'm that way. I don't want to be out in the country.
I can get from my house to the theater in like 5 minutes. So if I have last minute
convenience, that's very important to me too. I gotta be within 10 minutes of a grocery store.
All the reason why I'd want something in the country is to be able to just shoot guns and stuff like that. That'd be the only reason. Other than that, I have no desire. All right. Well.
There you go.
There we go. Oh. All right. Well, I hope he gets his house in the country and you're happy.
He won't.
He won't?
He calls me the dream crusher.
You're the dream crusher?
I'm the dream crusher. Everything he wants, I'm like, ain't happening.
Wow.
I won't say everything, but, you know, he's kind of like you. He likes, like, gadgets. He likes guns and electronics and cars. Right. And I have to say no 95% of the time, because if not, then, like, he would just blow all of our money on, like, fun guy stuff, so...
Well, I used to be, though. Now I can I used to be... Yeah, I can sympathize with him, but I don't do that anymore. But yeah, you have to like... What I've learned is you have to sell something off to get something.
Yeah.
So if you want a new gun, you got to sell something.
I'm just like, no.
Or if you want a new gadget, you have to sell something. So that's what I do.
I don't.
I think DJ, you kind of do that too, don't you? Yeah, he sells stuff.
No. Mm-mm. I play hardball. I'm like, no.
You can't even sell it to get it?
Mm-mm.
What if
he tries. I'm just like,
what if it's cost neutral? What if he sells the thing for $200? He can buy the new thing for $200.
Maybe I'll consider it then.
That's authoritarian. You're a dictator. What is wrong with you?
I'm really a nice person.
If it's cost neutral, how could you do that?
I don't know. I just like to be the boss. No,
wow.
No, if it's cost neutral,
wow.
Then I'm like, okay. Yeah, because like not too long ago, like he wanted to sell his Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. And
then buy some other game system, and he was going to sell the Switch and all his games for like $400.
Uh-huh.
And then I think the system, I don't know, PS4, 5, Xbox 10, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what they are. But it was going to cost like about the same amount. I'm like, okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you're not that hardcore.
So I let him do that one.
There's a little bit of grace applied. A little bit. All right. Well, speaking of grace being applied, we're going to mercifully end this one. All right, but reach out to Trish Menchu if you want to sell or buy a house.
Or if you just have questions. You don't know what you want and you need me to help you.
Did you have fun?
I did.
You got your first podcast now.
Yeah, it was cool. Good? It was cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Always have fun with you.
Right on. We're a blast.
Yeah.
Social media Cowboys. That's how we roll. All right, DJ, got anything before we go?
No. See ya.
All right, bye.